Vacation? Honeymoon, Lane said, embarrassed to feel her cheeks flushing. Well, now that's something. Congratulations, and welcome to Tucson. Will you be needing a taxi? Yes, said Darling. Thank you. He reached into his jacket for some coins. The station platform felt ghostly in the white afternoon, despite chattering travellers getting on and off the train. Lane and Darling followed the porter into the station, where it took her a moment to adjust to the darkness. Inside, the shade contrasted sharply with the blinding light of the street visible through the windows. Sharp, she decided, was the operative word. Sharp shadows, sharp light, sharp lines. Where shall I tell the driver y'all are headed? The Santa Cruz Inn, Darling said. He produced the coins and the porter tipped his hat, turning a beaming smile on Lane. You have a wonderful honeymoon, you hear? You made a conquest there, Darling remarked, settling in the back seat of the cab after asking to be conveyed to the Santa Cruz Inn. I wonder how Ames is getting on. Don't be silly, we've only been gone 4 days. This is a complete vacation from mayhem. We're going to get along like a house on fire because I won't be interfering in anything. I plan to lie by the pool with an improving book during the day and make up for it by swilling cocktails in the evening. I hope they have cocktails. They got cocktails, ma'am, the driver interjected from the front seat. You got the best there. All the actors go there. Very swanky. Pretty new, too. My sister Consuela works there, cleaning. Oh, is it far? She asked. The driver looked Mexican, and Lane had expected him to speak with an accent. She gave herself a stern mental correction. The driver took a moment to honk at someone, slowed down to wait for a tram to go by, and then turned onto 6th Avenue. It's a few miles out of town, just east, but I could drive you just a couple of blocks near here to see the old part of town. Why not? Darling asked when Lane gave him a nod. Lane looked at the town outside the car windows. They passed a massive pink building with a red-tiled roof and a huge mosaic green and yellow dome. A row of columns connected by arches provided a long shaded walkway. She could just see the courtyard beyond the arches. What is that wonderful-looking place? Lane asked. That's the county courthouse. This here is the old part of the city, called the Presidio. The Spanish came here first, and you've got some very fine houses in here. I'll just drive you along 4th Avenue so you can see. It won't take a minute. Lane threw herself onto the bed of their suite. This is heavenly. We were right to pick this. All this lovely adobe. It could almost be Mexico. I feel like I have been transported to a completely foreign place. And this weather. It is hard to imagine that somewhere in the world it is this warm on the 9th of November. We'd be in our wool shirts at home. Lane had seen the travel brochures for Tucson at the travel agency on Baker Street and had been attracted to the sunny desert landscape, perfect for a honeymoon as November ushered in the damp cold of a British Columbia winter. We could go to a dude ranch, she'd said, spreading the brochures across the table one evening. Are we dudes, do you think? I have decidedly negative views on dressing up in chaps, Darling had said. You know, I have an ex-colleague who moved there in 37. He might have an idea for a less energetic holiday. I'll write to him. And indeed, his ex-colleague, now the Assistant Chief of Police in Tucson, Paul Galloway, had recommended the Santa Cruz Inn, adding that it was a favorite of Hollywood movie stars. You have been transported to a foreign place, Darling pointed out. While not of a demonstrative turn, he was quietly relishing the sunny warmth, not to mention a completely new sensation to him, the feeling of truly being on holiday, with no responsibilities and nothing to do but enjoy the company of his new and beautiful wife. He hung his jacket in the closet and rolled up his shirt sleeves. His tie was already discarded on the dresser. He looked at the suitcases. Lane smiled. Let's not unpack now. Let's just get out the things we need for tea. I'm astonished they have a good old English tea here, and, she glanced at her watch, it's on in 15 minutes. I don't want to miss it. We can see who our neighbours are. Darling kicked off his brogues and lay down on